All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hybrid Wrestling Alliance. This is your host, Steven Benoit Jericho, or for my friends that are watching, SBJ. Now, as we remember from the State of Emergency pay-per-view, and those of you that followed along for the draft show, we are now split into two brands, Uprising and Pandemonium. So we will start things off tonight with Uprising, folks. Hopefully you all know the rosters that you are on by now. If you are unsure, go in and check with myself or Sergio Romero in on the page and find out exactly where you will be active. Now, folks, let's get this rolling. I'm going to head out of the booth here and head down ringside and take my seat. So hopefully everyone enjoys the show. And as always, as you participate within the chat, you will get responses from yours truly because we are a live stream show. Lee, hold on. I just want to congratulate you on being the #1 draft pick to the Uprising brand, and I look forward to seeing big things from you in the future.
I'm living with the gimmick and wins from beginning to end. No gimmick if I rap it, dude, I live it then. And you came through it, so ain't no need for mimicking. I'm not innocent, I'm on a mission, so let me finish it. Matter of time before they summon the army in. I'm probably on the FBI's most wanted list. I'm probably going to hung like an ornament. I'm on a life mission to abolish all the power back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steven Benoit Jericho here, and welcome to the very first episode of Uprising. Leading things off, as you can see here, folks, Reed Razor takes on John Awesome. Now, these two have been having not only a war of words, but over the last month or so, ever since their debut match, which included the last Villain Alive Rio, these two have just been going at it non-stop, folks. Some real hatred sense between these couple, along with Tyler Consiglio and Eric Wolf. And Reed Razor tossing Awesome up over the top rope and spears him to the ground. Like I said, folks, some definite emotions here. As you can see, Reed Razor going for a quick ending right there, spearing Awesome right out of the ropes, right off the side of the apron, down onto the floor here in front of us. What a way to start things off, folks. Definitely, Lawrence, what a spear. John also appears to be taking it in stride here, as you see him just kneeling on the back of the neck of Reed Razor, gesturing to the crowd. Welcome Slade, the other half of the tag team that will be taking on 2.0 version of Quebecers, the Quebecers 2.0. Miss Athena checking in. Welcome, welcome. Good to see people starting to pile in. Some people that I don't normally see during the streams. Great job. Last show we had upwards of around 20 people on at any given time. So hopefully you guys can keep up with that. Reed Razor now here in the ring, just putting the boots to John Awesome. Going for a pin, but a quick one here as Awesome kicks out. Still has plenty of life left in him. Reed Razor looking to change that fact as he pulls in the lumber here, swinging and missing. John Awesome takes the bat. What's he going to do? And he clunks him right over the forehead. John Awesome just bashing Reed Razor right in the forehead. That should be it. And here's the pin for sure. That's it. 2 and Reed kicks out. Brandon Ace, welcome to the show. Joe Rivers checking in. Welcome, sir. Reed Razor down on the ground. John Awesome sort of looking down at his handiwork here. Reed Razor apparently seeing that John Awesome was out of it here, at least thought so. Was heading looking for a weapon, thought otherwise, went for the pin. I'm doing good, Miss Athena. I'm gonna actually kind of miss being able to call your matches. So, you know, once in a while, hopefully Sergio will send me over to Pandemonium so I can help call some of your matches. I, was starting to get used to seeing Miss Athena in action here finally. John Awesome going for the spin cycle, round and round, almost taking out the first row of the crowd there with that hair whipping around. And here's a pin. He's too dizzy to kick out, but no, John Awesome just in time, were able to roll that right shoulder off the mat. I thought for sure we were going to have a lawsuit on our hands right there. John Awesome's hair whipping into the crowd. And what a running shot with that bat, just taking Reed Razor out. John Awesome charging like a bull and now throws the bat on top of Awesome. Or on top of Razor, thinking he's done. Reed Razor kicking out yet again, and Awesome can't believe it. DDT'd him right onto the bat. That's pinpoint accuracy right there by John Awesome. And this time he wants to try to make sure he stays down. DDTing Reed Razor right onto that Louisville Slugger, but just the thickness of this man's skull. If you remember right, folks, he was cracked right square in the middle of the forehead earlier in the match. Now, the knuckle swing! Reed Razor came out swinging with those knuckle dusters, but John Awesome able to duck under them, folks. I don't know if you all caught that. Reed Razor came out headhunting. A big swing with those brass knuckles. And I believe he handed him to that fan with the bright blue shirt on the other side. I'm not sure who that fan is, but after he swung and missed with those knuckles, he handed him off to that fan with the bright blue shirt. Hopefully we can get a closer zoom. Let's see if we can see who that fan is. The fan was covering their faces. Take a look at him right there in the front row. Sort of right-hand side with the bright blue t-shirt. right behind where John Awesome is. Let's see if we can maybe have Sander Cool do a little research and find out who that is. Now Reed Razor going for a pin here. If anyone watching recognizes that fan in the front row where it says XCW and 3WA in the top of the screen with that light blue shirt, we'd appreciate you letting us know, because Reed Razor gave him those knuckle dusters and he quickly put them in his pocket. Definitely Star. These two absolutely hate each other. I don't recognize your name as being a viewer before, so make sure you let me know who it is. Across Orion Star. If you are part of the league, let me know who it is. And there's a 3 count! John Awesome picks up a win over Reed Razor. These two absolutely destroyed each other. I'm thinking that the only reason John Awesome was able to pick up the win here is because of that big swing and miss with those brass knuckles earlier. Hopefully we got a replay footage of that. Rio thinks it's Tupac in the front row that Reed Razor handed the knuckle dusters off to. Just a fan, well, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. We have shows every Wednesday around 7 p.m. We also have a regular Hybrid Origins podcast where we do a deep delve into the superstars, not only from our own federation, but across the eFed world. So chances are, if you are a fan of any of these superstars that you see throughout the eFed industry, one time or another, they may be on our Hybrid Origins playlist. And I'm not sure if you... Oh, what's this? Camera catches! That's Money Mike Mills getting attacked by 2 men. And that's Rock Leone sort of chasing them off. Who are those 2 guys? Money Mike Mills just gets attacked by 2 goons sort of backstage. I'm not sure who they were. They look really familiar. Sorry, folks, I was trying to check and see if I could figure out who those 2 men that had just attacked Mike Mills were. But back to the action in the ring. This is Faith in Nothing. This is Christopher Lawrence there with the man bun in the ring right now with Lemmy Shine. That's Christopher Lawrence and Slade of Faith in Nothing taking on Lemmy Shine, who's in the ring now, and his tag team partner, Mr. Amazing of the Quebecers 2.0. Now, these 2 teams, from my understanding, have some real hatred for each other. We saw Faith in Nothing debut during our draft special, but this is the very first match here for Mr. Amazing and Lemmy Shine of the Quebecers 2.0. Now we have Dominic Broderick here. I know that you guys, that you are, I believe, the manager of Faith in Nothing, if I'm correct. And like you said, you two and the Lemmy Shine and Mr. Amazing, who's in the ring right now, have a long history together. Right now, this is Mr. Amazing in the room with Slade now. Now, I've seen Mr. Amazing in a few different federations, such as Lit, and the guy can definitely talk, and once he gets rolling, he can be damn near unstoppable as well. As you can see here, delivering a flurry of kicks. Looks like Rio might have something to say. Definitely, everyone, as DTM says, make sure you all elbow drop that like button. Slade tagging Christopher Lawrence back in here. They give good mouth. Apparently, I must have missed when someone else said that one. Hopefully there are no underage children watching this broadcast. But the last film alive, Rio, is anything but PG, and so is DTM, as DTM checked in too. Oh, great. The hired gun is in the building. Gun, are you actually in the arena, or are you outside somewhere, or watching from home? I don't know whether we should, Gun is here, okay. Ladies and gentlemen in the locker room, make sure you are watching your backs, because the hired gun here, and Christopher Lawrence! What a maneuver right there, folks! Off the middle rope, delivering a flipping DDT, taking out Lemmy Shine. Luckily, his partner, Mr. Amazing, all over this one, diving in to rescue. Mr. Man Bun Lawrence up on the top rope. What a spin, but comes up empty. Lemmy Shine saw that one coming and rolled out of the way. Hired gun never usually has a problem finding some way to get in the action, even if he's not on the card. That's for sure. That's what I'm worried about, folks. Lemmy Shine going for the pin on Lawrence. Looks like he's using that beard there as leverage, trying to keep his head down. Shine tags Amazing back in. Great teamwork so far by all four members in this match. Watch your backs. Look what happened to Mills, and you talk about me. Exactly, hired gun. I'm not sure who those two men were that attacked Mills backstage. We're still trying to look at that footage and figure out exactly who it is. Now, Mr. Amazing from the top ropes. What a moonsault. Lands it. Looked like he knocked the breath out of himself there. Stood up. Apparently he knows this. He knows Lawrence well enough to determine that that's not going to be enough to keep him down. Drops an elbow and then tags Lemmy Shine back in here. I'm not quite as familiar with Shine, but what a move. He's calling for it. I don't know what his area code was, but he just went to it and put the boots to the face of Mr. Christopher Lawrence. And there's a 2 count, and just a 2 as Slade dives in and breaks up the tag, and there's a cutter. Slade and Lawrence are brothers. I wasn't aware of that. Slade there with a stiff right hook. I thought for sure that took Shine out of this one. He was definitely seeing stars. I believe I saw a couple little Tweety birds floating around his head, and now Lawrence has him up in the corner. Looked like they were going to go for some sort of tag move. Shine swings, and he knocks Slade off the apron. Looks like they're getting ready to try to put Lawrence away. He's got Lawrence on the top rope. What's he going to do here? Amazing getting out of the way. He knows something's coming. Something big, and is a superplex from the top turnbuckle, crashing the body of Lawrence all the way down onto the ground. Lawrence looking pretty quick to recover. I guess maybe with all the years of training, you kind of learn how to take bumps like that and condition your body to take those big hits. As the sign says there across the apron, make sure you like, share, and subscribe right here so you can catch the action every Thursday. Let Me Shine just continuing to do damage to Lawrence right here. Shine seems pretty frustrated. Lawrence just will not stay down. He's pinned him, at least a handful of times. Christopher Lawrence just keeps kicking out. Mike Mills, how are you feeling, sir? Do you know who those men that attacked you were? I see you there checking in. Speaking of checking in, Let Me Shine just checks out Lawrence there, kicking that chair right back into the face of Christopher Lawrence, right here in front of us. No guest speakers tonight, it looks like. CFT has other obligations, and as we know, Sandra and Nora Cool just got married, so they're both on their honeymoon. So we won't be having either of the Cools here in the broadcast booth with us tonight. Christopher Lawrence basically just says, now it's my turn, and he hits him with another one of those right hooks, sending Shine off the apron, down onto the outside. Oh, Mike, if you could shed some light. You don't know who they are, but you know who they follow. Who did they come in with? They kind of look familiar. And now Let Me Shine back up, and he's got Slade this time. The other one of the brothers takes the same fall from the top turnbuckle in the corner of the Quebecers 2.0, and Slade not so quick to get up after that one. Oh, they came in with... Oh, that's the generation. That's the Bass brothers if they came in with Will King. I thought I recognized those two. That's Braden and Aiden Bass, the two henchmen of Will King's The Generation team. I didn't know the Bass brothers had signed here in HWA. Now, I guess they may not have yet, but if they're with Will King, looking to probably get in our tag division here. So they may have come to scope out this tag match that we have going on. Definitely is some exciting stuff here. These two knowing each other very well. All of them in great condition. All of them taking a lot of hits. And what's this? Slade springing over and dropping the leg on the back of the neck of Shine. Shine has seen an awful lot of action in this one, needing to make a tag while Slade's out of the ring. Dives, tags in Amazing. Amazing is fired up, sprints across. He's got that arm of Slade now, working that arm down. Looks like Amazing is actually trying to slow the pace. Amazing, who we're used to seeing flying all over the ring, pulling off some amazing acrobatic moves, is actually trying to slow things down. I don't know if maybe he's not feeling very well today. Jason Michaels, welcome, sir. And amazing, that's what we're used to seeing from Mr. Amazing. Shine, nowhere to be seen. And there's a 3 count, the Quebecers 2.0. Christopher Lawrence just got back up onto the apron, but a little too late to jump in there and break that one up. And the Quebecers 2.0 pick up a win over their longtime rivals, Faith in Nothing. There was a good look at that last cutter right there, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I can say the words that Lemmy Shine has on the front of his shirt. Lemmy Shine just did something bad with your mom.
This is Mad Dog X, your rising star champion, and the uprising is happening here on Hybrid Wrestling Alliance on the YouTube channel. Now X marks the spot, that like button, and subscribe, and always bet on the uprising.
Indeed, there's we had the rising star champion, Mad Dog X, dropping a little commercial for us and do exactly like the champ says and drop a big elbow drop or an X mark the spot or whatever your finishing move may be on that like button for us here, folks, and subscribe if you haven't, because we've got more action coming at you right now, as this is the last villain alive, Rio, as we had in our chat here earlier, this time taking on a man he has never faced. This is Jacob Cole. Rio looks like he's got a guest on the outside in his corner here. I'm not sure who this gentleman is. He's got his shirt off. Looks like he's ready for a fight. Definitely that cutter had some height in the last match, referring to the move that Mr. Amazing pulled off, and that was definitely, you know, amazing. So we've got Mr. Amazing and John Awesome. I'd like to see those two square off one-on-one. I don't believe this is a hardcore match, but these two taking it outside right here in front of us, swinging and missing. Jacob Cole swinging and missing as Rio dropped down, suckered him in there. Now, those superstars that are watching, what's the strategy when you guys are going for pins so early in a match, just like Jacob Cole there did, and now swinging for the fences, he just boots Jacob Cole right upside the head. A running punt kick with those Jordans on. Just a 1 count. Jacob Cole looked like he was in a daze for a second, but came out of it pretty quickly. Last villain alive dives out of the way of that punch there. This Rio is definitely a hybrid athlete. Again, we talked about it last time he was in the ring, but he's got that kind of wiry, strong build. And watch this, upside down from the middle rope, dropping Cole right on the turnbuckle. I thought he was going to go with a superplex there, but instead he drops him right on that turnbuckle. That's pretty thin padding right there. And now he's got him in a rear naked choke. He's got that, it looks like his forearm is tucked under the chin. Jacob Cole fights out of it, though. Yeah, exactly. What would happen if you put amazing versus awesome? That would be what? An amazingly awesome match? Where's the little drum roll thing there? Little SBJ dad joke going on. Rio grabs the apron there. It looks like Jacob Cole just a tiny bit lost. Rio jumping back in, both swinging out of the way from each other's punches. For the most part, it looks like whoever the gentleman is that came in with the last villain alive, Rio is staying out of this one. Maybe not for long as the referee is down. This could be that gentleman's chance to get in it, but Rio sort of held a hand up there. And we see this move again, dropping the head of Jacob Cole right onto the top of that turnbuckle. There he's up on the corner. Oh, distraction! Rio with a roll-up pin. Almost had him. Whoever the mystery gentleman is there caused a distraction. Rio used it, almost got a pinfall. So much for whoever he is staying out of it. I'm not sure if anyone's watching. I just got a message saying that the gentleman's name is B-Block that came in with the last villain alive. Don't know what he's all about, but at least we have a name to go with the face. Jacob Cole thought he had him there, but as we remember, Rio is not your typical athlete. He's cut from a different mold, the same way that like Reed Razor and John Awesome are. It just seems to take everything and anything to keep this man down. I don't know if I've seen him lose a match since he's been here. And now he's going for that punt kick again. Catches him for a second time. Jacob Cole has got to be done. And Cole kicks out again. Jacob Cole drags him awful close to the ropes. Cole going for a leverage pin, but Rio kicks out of it. Jacob Cole going for a little dirty trick of his own right there, trying to use the ropes as leverage, but Rio with that just tremendous endurance that he has, kicking out of it. Cole trying to use a different plan. Looked like he was going for a scorpion death drop, but Rio reversed it, hits him with a vertical suplex. No problem, Sinister. Make sure you get stretched for your match that you have coming up later this afternoon. Jacob Cole looking to spring Rio around, but look at the strength of Rio. He just manhandles Jacob Cole, just picks him up. The dead weight of Jacob Cole lifts him. He's that wiry strength that Rio has is just phenomenal. He doesn't look like a very big, strong, physical guy. He's got to have like a 0% body fat on him, though. And it's just all muscle and just pure strength. Saw him messing around in the gym earlier, you know, as they were working out backstage, just stretching. And he had a basketball, and he just sort of palmed it. He's got the hands the size of like a Dennis Rodman, and just tremendous upper body strength. I guess he can do something like 52 consecutive pull-ups. Rio going for a pin here, too, and no, another two. Manny Ortiz, welcome to the show, sir. Rio's got him up. Power bomb. Trying to put him away here. And a a 2 count. Barely. But he flips Cole around and he taps him out. Jacob Cole is tapping. Win by submission is the last villain alive. As we look at some of the highlights there, folks, this is probably a third great match. I don't know which one of these would be voted as match of the night, folks, but we're 3 for 3 in match quality right here.
Here is your winner, the Villain.
I don't know if Rio is just mocking everyone, but during his victory celebrations, he always kind of seems like he can't believe he won. We saw a flash there of the Iron Bison who, he issued that open challenge during his Origins podcast tomorrow, and Bison is on as a guest. He will tell us all then who he chose as his 3 opponents for that 3-on-1 elimination handicap match challenge that he issued. Now, folks, we're back to some hardcore action as Justin Nova challenging the hardcore champion Tommy Wolf in a non-title matchup. Looks like for at least right now, Justin Nova getting the better of our hardcore champion. It was definitely a very entertaining match there, Rio. Great stuff. Champion is down. Looks like he's hurt his knee. But this is a hardcore match, so hurt knee. Look at Tommy Wolf struggling to get to his feet here. Favoring that knee. Going for a weapon. He's going to have some sort of equalizer. The knee of Tommy Wolf may be hurt. Justin Nova not paying attention. I see the arguing going on in the chat community there, but there were a couple spots, but all in all, it was a pretty clean match. Each of them had a moment of, a little underhanded tactics, if you will. Kind of surprised me is Jacob Cole, not really known for cheating, if you will. CFT has checked in, finally. Most of the CFT clan there, the Townsend Enterprises, basically all being drafted to the East Coast show, all over to Pandemonium, who we will see featured next Thursday, folks. Make sure you check out and support the rest of our fellow Hybrid Wrestling Alliance compadres, even though they are on a different brand, and we will have a lot of friendly banter going back and forth, a friendly competition, if you will. They are still part of the Hybrid Wrestling Alliance, so make sure you tune in next Thursday and check out the Pandemonium brand. Yes, CFT, we call this wrestling. This is the hardcore champion right here. This is Tommy Wolf. UFC great Tommy Wolf right here. Also, I believe Tommy Wolf is in the UCW Hall of Fame over there, Louis C's brand, and now he's got that kendo stick across the eyes of Nova, yanking back on it, his arm locked in. It's just a matter of time before Nova taps, but Tommy Wolf just lets him out of it. Wolf now going to the top ropes. High Red District coming down, dropping an elbow across Nova. And now he's going back up to the top. From the top ropes, dropping the double stomp right to the rib cage of Nova. Great angles there by our cameraman tonight. And a 3 count. Tommy Wolf makes pretty quick work in comparison to these other matches. Justin Nova, no match really for the hardcore champion, Tommy Wolf. Hopefully John Awesome, Reed Razor, Consiglio, Eric Wolf, the rest of the hardcore guys, hopefully they are watching, because this is the top guy in your division right here. Tommy Wolf just picking up a win. Now, Jerry Evans, I know you were cleared and released earlier, but just so you know, security is keeping an eye on you, Mr. Evans.
Tommy Wolf.
Tommy Wolf has had that finishing move for probably 5 years or so now, Mr. Draven. But that is the man. If Reed Razor wants to be the top guy in the hardcore division, that's who he's got to beat.
This week on Uprising, me and you go to war in that ring. I got news for you, Mr. Chaos. When the dust is settled and the smoke is cleared, I will be the one standing tall. 2 men, giving it all they got. Blood will be shed. But as I said, I will be the one walking out. So I'll be seeing you very soon, Mr. Chaos. The sinister days are coming for you.
Doesn't matter. What does matter is that this upcoming match with you and I, well, we're going to dance. And there's going to be a war. And there's going to be blood. But at the end of it, what's going to happen? You're absolutely right. We're both going to leave it in the ring. Except it'll be you looking up at those lights and me with my arm raised. Best of luck to you. You're going to need it.
That was the press conference earlier. A little exchange that Sinister and Chaos had a little banter there back and forth before their match here tonight. And we will be seeing Chaos making his debut. And he's got a huge mountain to climb here in Sinister Gage. Sinister recently coming to singles action here, but long-time tag team champion. Everyone just ignore everything that CFT has to say in the chat. I've been learning to ignore him for a good part of 2 years now. Chaos on the outside fighting back. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Chaos. The original Sin Chaos, as he calls himself, coming over from the New Breed side of things. I've watched a few of his matches here. Definitely a tough guy. I think that's why management felt that, maybe he could handle a one-on-one matchup with Sinister. Sinister, more known for his tag team abilities, at least here in Hybrid. So, I don't know. I have to talk to Sergio. And I don't think this isn't a hardcore rules match, but it seems like the Uprising roster, I think in every match so far we've had tonight, almost the majority of the action has been outside. There's another good look at that gentleman that Reed Razor tossed the knuckle dusters to earlier. Oh, he saw the camera aiming at him, so he sat down. Keep an eye on that guy whenever we're on that side of the ring. He's got that very bright blue shirt on. He stands out pretty well. You saw the cameras looking at him, so took a seat, ducked down there behind the other fan so we can't get a good look at him. And now Chaos just dumping Sinister up over his shoulders here. These two tough men just sort of tossing each other back and forth on the outside. Lucian Gage coming up from behind Chaos here. Looks like he's got evil intent. Looked like he wanted to bash his head off the barrier. Chaos, pretty good wherewithal there. Fought out of that one. Chaos showing some power. He just had his hands wrapped around the sides of Sinister and just picked him up by his head. That's some pretty impressive stuff there. Lucian Gage, he's like 6'4", weighs probably 270 or so. And Chaos just picked him up by his head. "101 comments already so far, guys. 11 people watching. Good stuff. And 11 people or so are about to watch Sinister get his head driven into the canvas right here. Chaos very pleased with his work. Perhaps took a little too long. Admiring his handiwork there, is now Sinister able to kick out. May have had a 2.5 count right there if he, at least went for the pin a little bit sooner. But instead he gave Sinister a little bit of breathing room there. And now Sinister making him pay. Scoop slam. Carrying him up on his shoulder. And now Sinister going to work on Chaos. Sinister taking out Chaos right there with that nasty DDT. And there's our winner. And watch this. Caleb Shaw going after both men. The man with the iron fist. The destroyer of Malin Mania comes in after the match and just takes out both competitors here. Not sure what that was about, but Shaw comes in and takes out both men. Shaw maybe not pleased with the quality of the match right there. Something like that. Decides to come in for whatever reason and take out both of them. Took out Chaos and Sinister. Nicole, yeah, can you have one of the backstage hands, the backstage interview guys go over and try to track down Caleb Shaw? Yeah, I've never heard of Shaw having any beef with either Sinister or Chaos, so I just want to kind of see if we can figure out what that was about. All right, yeah, okay, thank you, Nicole. While Nicole tries to track down what Caleb Shaw issue was right there, I don't know if he had one individual as his target specifically and the other just got in the way. But we just saw Caleb Shaw come down and take out both Chaos and Sinister after Sinister won their match here. Now, Uprising, as we all know, is the home of our tag team division, and we have two great ones right here as D&D, that's Drake and Duke, return to HWA. They haven't been here since, our doors originally closed, but their good buddy Max Steele, as you see down on the bottom right side, who came to the ring with D&D, went out and tracked Drake and Duke down and brought them back here to HWA, and you see him taking on a couple of CFT's boys here, the Townsend Enterprises tag team of the Bakers. It's like Christopher Lawrence calling out Lemmy Shine, looking for a little one-on-one matchup action, it sounds like here. Now, CFT, you say that this is going to be the only time you show up on Uprising, or he shows up on Uprising, but, what are you going to do? Are you not going to come out and represent the Bakers when they have tag matches? I don't see CFT not being at least present when any of his guys have matches. Go back to sleep so someone can hit you with a chair. CFT's representative there, he thinks along the same lines as Mr. Townsend himself. Now, most of the Townsend Enterprises, Lawrence, most of the Townsend Enterprises were drafted over to the Pandemonium brand. But, of course, his tag guys are still here, the Bakers, as now Michael Baker gets tagged in. I believe this is Michael Baker taking on Duke. Drake. I always got these two mixed up, and I really shouldn't, because they have total different attires on now. They're trying to make it easier for me to call their matches. Total different hairstyles, total different, facial designs in their hair, their facial hair, but I still never know who is who with these two. Apparently CFT unhappy with the performance of the Bakers as of late. Marcus Baker with a huge punch there, but either Duke or Drake or Shawn Michaels, one of them catches that punch to the side of the face. Rio just says that CFT steals his cable from his neighbors, and he just might. He is pretty thrifty. I mean, the guy's a billionaire, but I never see him actually spending money himself. I don't know if things just automatically come out of his accounts or how he handles his affairs, but he at least doesn't seem to pay his staff very well, from what I hear. Ryan Steele and DTM are Townsend's new tag team, and he wants to bring them here. DTM has been drafted in singles competition over to Pandemonium, so that's not going to happen. And Ryan Steele is drafted to Pandemonium in singles competition as well. Matter of fact, DTM is drafted second or third overall for the Pandemonium brand here. Is there anyone watching, Zet Steele, Lewis C, someone who can jump on real quick and, tell me exactly who's who of this D&D tag team? We're right back to this crap. It was always like this before. I could never remember who was who. I guess it doesn't matter to Marcus Baker here as he just kicks the head off one of the twins. CFT, the whole tag team division is on Uprising. There's no tag team on Pandemonium. CFT is not a competitor here, Jason. CFT is strictly contracted as a manager. We do not allow non-combatants to be part of any physical altercation here in the Hybrid Wrestling Alliance. Same thing if a member were to, strike, attack anything of any non-combatant staff, such as myself or Sergio. The referees have to sign a waiver because they are right in the middle of the action, so they know the risk. But as far as the rest of our staff, if you do touch any of them, that's an automatic suspension and a fine, as Marcus Baker delivers a DDT and Townsend picks up a win. The Bakers beat D&D just after we got an announcement that the Bakers were going to be released from the Townsend Enterprises. They pick up a win over D&D. I guess they didn't like the news right there that they were being released from Townsend Enterprises. Max Steele can't be very happy about that loss for sure. Clearance fondles teens. I don't know if I can say that out loud on the YouTube broadcast, but Rio's always got something witty to say, it seems, here. In Townsend Enterprises, the Bakers, appears that they pick up the final win under the Townsend banner. Now, we heard from the Rising Star champion Mad Dog X earlier, making the first official wrestler promotional commercial for us. So, hopefully we can get some more of the talent on board to make these little commercials. As you heard and saw from Mad Dog earlier, what the plan is to help use commercials like that, video promos, to post up and share those in different places such as Twitter and Instagram, as random videos popping up to help keep YouTube streaming. So hopefully some more of you, even CFT maybe, will piece together some commercials for us to use. CFT, this is Last Villain Alive Rio. This isn't R. Kelly. Welcome back, Manny Ortiz. I see you there checking in. Now, Mad Dog X, the Rising Star champion, taking on Adrian Splinter. We haven't seen Splinter in a while here. I believe last time Splinter had a match, he actually picked up a pin victory over Sander Cool. I don't know, Mad Dog seems to be fine right now. He passed the physical exams. He doesn't seem quite as quick as he usually does, but our medical staff passed him. And I mean, here he is taking on Adrian Splinter. Splinter delivers a drop kick, sprints again, and a single leg drop kick to the face of the Rising Star champion back to back. Adrian Splinter pretty quick on his feet here. Now, Mad Dog X definitely seeming a little bit sluggish here today, a little slow on his feet. Let's see if he turns things around here with a little more of his power game. We know this guy is strong. Kind of like Ahmed Johnson and Apollo Crews had a love child. That would be Mad Dog X. His build, his strength, his quickness, his athleticism. That's probably the best analogy I can come up with to describe this Mad Dog X. I kind of think that, and some of these people that have these chokes, finishers, crossface, things like that, I think they would have a pretty hard time finishing Mad Dog X with that. Look how much he sweats. Between that bald head, it almost looks like he rubs baby oil all over his face, head, and neck area. Or possibly like boxers do, how boxers will rub Vaseline kind of around their face and their eyes to help with, keep the friction off. Maybe that's what Mad Dog is doing. Now I just can't repeat what Last Villain Alive Rio is saying, but, hopefully if you follow along in the chat feed there, you can read for yourself. But Mad Dog and Adrian Splinter having a war here, and it looks like CFT and the Last Villain Alive Rio having a war in the chat feed. I kind of wonder, what has more attention of the viewers, whether it's in the chat between those few guys having a battle there, or in the match here. Mad Dog X catches the leg of Splinter. Splinter going for that, what is it, outside crescent kick there, but Mad Dog catching his leg. Nice shot from the camera crew there too. Speaking of which, here's a good view of the head of Splinter being driven right in the center of our mat. And now the Rising Star champion with the pin. There's two, and Adrian Splinter kicks out. Splinter kicks out of that one, but Mad Dog sizing him up. Here it is. X marks the spot right in the center of the mat, covering the HWA logo. And 3, and the Mad Dog X picks up a win here on Uprising. Rising Star champion here on Uprising picks up a win with that big finisher he has. X marks the spot right in the center of our mat. I can't, ladies and gentlemen, I can't repeat a lot of the comments that are going on in our chat feed here. So once again, if you're curious of that, you may want to go back. There's a pretty pretty interesting exchange going on. And, you know, during the draft show, we hit about 300 comments. And it looks like here in a regular episode of Uprising, we're already at 136. And what's this? Will King! Will King and Mike Mills going at it backstage. It looks like Mills didn't appreciate him sending his couple goons at him. And now Mike Mills has his hands on Will King. Great camera feed here, picking up that action. This new camera system that we put in, hopefully they can clean up the view of it, but it is catching a lot of great moments here backstage, and Mike Mills, and there's no one around to stop this one. Will King and Mike Mills tearing each other apart here backstage. I don't think Will King appreciated what Mills had to say to him in the Facebook group page. Send his goons after him early on when it looked like Mills caught back up to Will King. Will King getting ready for his main event match to take on Slick Rick, and on his way to the arena, to ringside here, Mike Mills caught up to him. Will King is down. Mike Mills seems to have the upper hand here. Hard shot to the gut. Folks, this is... Oh, he caught him right in the mommy-daddy button, if you will. A low blow there from Mike Mills. And now Mills is choking Will King. Will King in the main event match here in just moments. I'm not sure if King is going to be able to compete after this. King is trying to fight back, but Mike Mills just taking it to him right here. Security was focused on Evans here that came in with Donnell Brown. I was just told that security has now been sent to this backstage area. Looks like they're just outside my office. This is the production crew's staging area, just outside my office. Mike Mills has Will King up on his shoulders here. Power bombs him into the trash can and onto those chairs there. Will King has a match against Slick Rick of all people. How is Will King supposed to fight?
The following contest is scheduled for...
I guess we're gonna find out as Will King making his way down to the ring now. He's gotta be banged and bruised up.
The Savior, Will King.
Indeed, Mike Mills undersized compared to Will King, but not backing down. Took the fight right to Will King. Will King tried to send a message by sending the Bass Brothers at Mike earlier on in the show. Mike Mills apparently received that message and then responded with a little retaliation. Not backing down is Mike Mills. This Mike Mills guy, for, you know, you say whatever you want about the man, but he seems to have no fear, and, you know, as much as he talks, he definitely goes for it as well, taking it right to him.
And his opponent from Jacksonville, Florida, weighing in at 250 pounds.
Now, Slick Rick, this is a man that's been one of the best in the game for a long time. Will King has to do battle with him right here. Slick Rick, the bad guy, the original bad guy. Slick Rick, known as a low blow specialist, if you will. Slick Rick, known for his low blows, known for having a set of brass knuckles of his own tucked in to the waistband. And now you see Will King and Slick Rick right there in front of us having a couple words. Will King, his shoulders all taped up there. The Bass brothers look like they've come down. Yep, Aiden and Braden Bass have come down to the ringside here. I think they're worried about Mike Mills getting involved again. Jason Michaels, it's just because you never made it to the top floor here. If you would get out of the basement level and come up to where all of our vendors are, then you could probably grab yourself a cigar or even a drink. We're pretty fully stocked here in this arena. Will King falling on that back there. He's got to still be in a lot of pain. Mike Mills powerbombed him a couple times right on that concrete floor with no padding. Sent him crashing a couple times into those chairs and the trash can. There's no way in hell that Will King is at full health after that attack. And again, fighting a guy like Slick Rick here, you know, you've got to be at max capacity if you're going to beat Slick Rick. I don't know if I can say Schlong Toucher on live YouTube stream, Rio, but great play along there, Jason. All right, now back to the action here. Will King tossing Slick Rick around. Looks like he's still got something left in his tank. Will King, a phenomenal athlete. We all know that. Or athlete, rather, not athlete. I've seen the Affleck commercial one too many times, apparently. And now Will King taking Slick Rick. He's going to damage himself, too, right there. Suplexing the bad guy off the top turnbuckle. King holding his own back. Looks like the Bass brothers are yelling at the fans there in the front row. Take a look at the top right of the screen. The Bass brothers having a go with the fans. The fan there just took a picture of Aiden Bass as he was yelling in his face. This new cell phone, videotape, everything generation that we live in there. This little guy there with the maroon shirt on taking a video of the Bass brothers and Braden Bass Or is the Aiden Bass not very pleased with what was going on? Apparently, last villain alive, Rio, thought he saw Will King on a Vagisil commercial. I don't know if Will King would, sponsor Vagisil, but a kick there to the side of the face of the bad guy. This could be it. And just a 2 count. Slick Rick kicks out. Will King thought he had a win right there. Rio's definitely got jokes, so hopefully Will King re-watches this and it pays attention to the chat, because it would get very interesting on the Facebook group page tomorrow, I believe, folks. Will King looks like he is down and out, and just a 2. Taking a breather, perhaps, is King. The Bass brothers looking on. Slick Rick sizing up Will King. What's he going to do here? And there's that finisher here kind of took me by surprise. We're used to seeing the bad guy hitting the low blow or pulling those brass knuckles out. We're not used to seeing him actually finish a match with an actual finishing move here. But, say what you will, Slick Rick may have won the match anyway, but there's no way that Will King was at max capacity for that one. The battle he had backstage with Mike Mills before having to come out here definitely could have taken a toll on him. Slick Rick picking up the win. He doesn't care if the guy came out here on crutches. He was going to beat his ass anyways. No compassion does Slick Rick have. He's taking a peek back here at the re-release of Bump Take featuring... Let's take another look at that here. Our magazine Bump Take for February, our very first since the brand split, since we reopened HWA, matter of fact, the Bump Take magazine, showing the brand split there, Uprising and Pandemonium. Hopefully you guys all took a moment to read the cover story for James Black. Now Black is drafted over to Pandemonium, and he took with him the world title. As you can see there, he's the world champion on Uprising, or Pandemonium, which opened the main title. The heavyweight title for Uprising is vacant, ladies and gentlemen. Other stories there, you see Sandra and Nora. They finally got hitched. They're actually still on their honeymoon right now. And what is Hired Gun after? Another article covered in there. We still don't know who the Hired Gun actually is. Never seen his face. He talks a lot, but he always seems to have his voice sort of, altered by some device. So what's the Hired Gun after? Who's hiring him? What's his motive? How does he decide, who he is going to go after? And then the Iron Bison, another article in there, issued that open challenge for that 3-on-1 elimination match. Apparently, one of the men out of the 3 that face him, if someone really impresses him, apparently he's going to take him under his wing or something. But Iron Bison will let us all know tomorrow during his origin story podcast. You guys don't want to miss that. Bison has been one of the most popular e-fetters and promo battle league people, influencers over the last probably 3 years almost. Then we cover the brand split that talks about the draft, digs a little bit into who's on what roster. So great stuff there. Make sure you take a look at Bump Take. And here again, make sure you guys check out episode 10 of the Hybrid Origins, that deep delve into the Iron Bison's legacy. And then another reminder, February 25th, that is next Thursday, the Pandemonium Show will have their first episode. So folks, you don't want to miss that either. Even if you're on the Uprising roster, make sure you go over and you check out the Pandemonium Show. But everyone, thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, hit that like button, share it to groups, share it to your own page. Get us out there. This is to get more eyes on you guys as you are battling within our arenas. Another thing, folks, I will no longer be sharing either Uprising or Pandemonium onto our actual HWA page. It will now all be shared over to the venue, and that's just a start of what the venue will be. All the live broadcasts from our actual in-ring action will be shared there, and there is a lot more to come with that page, so bear with us as we put together the rest of what that is. So make sure you guys go over. I've posted it a few times to our Facebook page there, the Hybrid Wrestling page. The page name is still called Coming Soon, because when I rechanged it to that before I decided on the actual name, apparently we have to wait a certain amount of days. That being said, thank you all for watching. This is Stephen Benoit Jericho, the voice, the host, the commentator, the narrator for your Hybrid Wrestling Alliance. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night.